Now let's look at example 2. Temperature is commonly measured using one of two scales, Celsius or Fahrenheit. In the United States, the Fahrenheit system continues to be the accepted standard for non-scientific use. All other countries have adopted Celsius as the primary scale in use. The thermometer shows how both scales are related. And we're going to use that thermometer on your paper to answer some questions here. The first question, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Where is 100 degrees Celsius located on the thermometer to the right? Now, in order to figure out which side of the scale, there's actually two sides that we're using on the thermometer. A lot of thermometers have that. The F is the Fahrenheit side, and the C represents the Celsius side. So we need to look at the side on the right over here. Now, if we look at it, the highest it goes is to 50. 100 degrees Celsius is not shown. Most likely, this thermometer that we have measures air temperature. And we would hope that the air temperature would never be so hot that water boils. Now, there are thermometers that do go up and beyond 100 degrees Celsius. Those probably measure water temperature. Okay, the next question says, on a vertical number line, describe the position of the integer that represents 100 degrees Celsius. Well, since the 100 degrees Celsius is positive, it's going, on a vertical number line, it's going to be above the zero. And if each unit would be 1 degree Celsius, it's going to be 100 degrees or 100 units above the zero. Okay, so the integer is 100. It is located 100 units above the zero. And that is on the Celsius side of the thermometer. Okay, now the next question says, write each temperature as an integer. And the first one, it says the temperature shown on the thermometer in degrees Fahrenheit. So we want to actually look on the left side this time of this thermometer. That's the Fahrenheit side. And we notice that it comes to that point right there. That's where we want to look at the top of where that's at. And it looks like, to me, it comes right across where 100 would match up. So the integer that would represent that would be 100. And it's going to be a positive integer since it's above zero. The next question, what's the temperature shown on the thermometer in degrees Celsius? So now if we look at the right side, where that goes through, this one's a little bit more challenging. We can see that it's between 30 and 40. So it's some kind of number between 30 and 40. We have to figure out the scale that's being used for the Celsius. The difference between 40 and 30 is 10, and we can see that it's broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So if we divide that by 5, it tells us that we're going up by 2 on that scale. Each little interval is 2. So that if I see that I'm 30, then one more up from that would be 32. Then we have 34, 36, and there will be 38. And since it is above zero, that is a positive integer, 38. Then the next question wants to know the freezing point of water in degrees Celsius. The freezing point is what this arrow is pointing at right now. On the right side, since it's Celsius, it would be 0. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Next question, if someone tells you that your body temperature is 98.6, what scale is being used and how do you know? Well, we would be using the Fahrenheit scale. And the reason why we know this is 98.6 is really, really close to 100. And from an earlier question, we said that 100 degrees is how hot on the Celsius side water boils. So there's no way that our body temperature is as hot as the temperature that water boils at. So that must mean we're using the Fahrenheit scale. And then the last question, does the temperature 0 degrees mean the same thing on both scales? And that would be, no, it does not. If we look at the scale, if we look at the thermometer once again, on the right side we have 0 right there. And then on the left side for Fahrenheit, we have 0 down there. They're not aligned. That tells us that they do not represent the same amount, both scales.